Hello, everybody. Focus on me. Alright, well. So, you might be wondering what the heck is this video and why is it labeled number 2 in a vlog series? Well, back on the very first day of freshman year, 4 whole years ago, I had the idea of creating a vlog series documenting every single day of my high school career. Well, motivation is not my middle name, so that never happened. But I at least want to put a bookends on this type of thing, because seriously, even though, don't ask me what my foremost enjoyable years of my life were. Wait until I'm on my deathbed to ask me that question. But I will say that high school, it was still a pretty darn enjoyable 4 years. I was a part of multiple musicals. I went to New York. I sang in choirs. I made music. I didn't play in a band because I don't know how to play an instrument for the life of me. I tried learning the guitar. That exactly didn't work out. As you can see, this bad boy is still in its case. I learned a lot of things, met a lot of people, and I'm sitting here today with a lot more experience and, 4 more years behind me. And I have my diploma now. Let me have to edit most of this in post. But I have my diploma now. It's official. I have graduated high school. So let me talk about that. I am going to say that I will miss the place. Now, that's me talking as an 18-year-old. I'm not sure how I'm going to think about that in the future, and also it's kind of odd to hear a teenager saying that he's going to miss high school. I'm not going to say it was my best years, because again, wait until I'm older and ask me that question. But I'm going to remember the experiences, the people I've met, and the friends that I've made. That's what I'm going to miss about that place the most. That's what's going to mean the most to me. I'm not going to remember all the stuff that I've learned or whatever that entire thing was where it's like 4ab square root of something 8. It's in a notebook somewhere that I've probably burned already. Although it's learning stuff that's got to use in the next 2 years that I'm going to be in college doesn't really mean much to me anymore. I'm sorry, all my teachers. But yeah. I'm going completely off script to this, so I'm just going to be rambling. Yada, yada, yada. Like, I remember my very first day of freshman year. I walked into that building trying to find my locker on the top floor in the colors. Were the lockers colored at that point? I remember that my freshman year we have different lockers than we did today, because sophomore year they redid all the lockers and everybody got different lockers. But I tried really hard to try and find my locker upstairs, and I believe I was late for my very first class, Intro to Computer Science in the Business Computer Lab. And that's where it all began. From meeting new people and just making friends in that room alone, to going through the rest of my day. Right after snack break was men's choir. Then I guess that's all I remember of my freshman schedule. I mean, there was English within there. There was like English and Earth Science in there somewhere. But again, It's not like I had to be quizzed on every class that I took to get this thing. I mean, that would have been difficult. Like the very end, you had to this master test that you have to take. But sophomore year just kind of began as a year. I don't remember. I think focus on me. Hi. Boop. There we go. I don't really remember much of sophomore year, but I do remember my most proud achievement of what I did that year, and that's this shirt right here. You might not be able to see it very easily, but that's the play shirt for the show Lucky Stiff. I was the main character of Harry Witherspoon, a 40-some old man who lived in England who cleaned shoes for a living, I think it was, and whose distant uncle in Vegas, I think it was, recently died and entitled him to $4 million, I think it was, in diamonds. And to get it, he had to wheel his old uncle, what's his name? His old uncle, around Monte Carlo for a week. And it was the most fun, the best play that I think I've been a part of my entire time that I was voluntarily and involuntarily in musicals. Because there was middle school. That happened. Just kind of push that off to the side. Don't worry about that too much. And then Lucky Stiff happened that year, which I still have the video for that, and I watch it every once in a while if I need a good laugh. I mean, heck, I made it to the front of the town newspaper. That right there is top level right there. And the best part is that they did the thing where they edited the logo behind your head. I thought I was the top of the town at that time. And I mean, I kind of was. I was the lead role as a sophomore, no less, in a high school musical production. And then that summer of my summer going into junior year, that's when we went to, that shirt right there, New York City for an entire week. Hamilton did exist at the time, even though I refused to listen to it because younger me liked holding grudges against things that I really shouldn't be holding grudges against. Or like, just kind of like not doing things out of spite. I really liked doing that as a kid. I kind of hate myself a little bit for it, but the past is behind all of us. In that 7 days that we were down in good old New York City, I actually, in that month alone of June, yeah, we left in June. I don't know why I looked down that way. I just look random ways when I'm trying to find things, but it's not going. But in that month of June alone of 2016, that time I had to look because I had a thing saying what year it was on the wall. In 2016, I was on four 24-hour bus rides, and that did a tremendous toll on my body because I also went to Fort Collins, Colorado, like a week after I got back from New York. It was fun, but I was tired afterwards. But going back to what happened in New York, we went down to New York and we sang in this giant ensemble choir of like a bunch of like high honor schools around the country, and we all sang in Carnegie Hall. I mean, the main event was the Mozart Requiem, which we could have been a part of, but we all decided not to because we already all had the songs that we were going to sing anyway, and we only had like a month before New York when our teacher was given the decision, so he decided against it, which, I mean, that's kind of fine, because otherwise we would have been learning and doing lessons in the summer and on that bus. That wasn't happening, because everybody on that bus was sleeping. And then, kind of my own also personal thing, when I was down in New York, I met my girlfriend for the very first time in real life. I mean, I've known her since 8th grade, so that's been like 5 years now. But don't worry about too much about that. That's enough I'm going to say about that one. And also, I did come back with the trophy from New York. You can see it on the bed already. In classic Levi fashion, I got this monster of a thing. It's $100. $100 well spent. The only thing I actually bought on the New York trip, period. I brought this back with me. Okay, that's a little dorky, sorry. Oh well, Levi is still Levi. So then that summer passes, and I believe that... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, after freshman year, I got a job at McDonald's, and I've been working there ever since. They really like me there. Now that I'm a graduate, I'm now pulling full-time hours at McDonald's. Please help me. But, and then junior year, which was also the year I turned 17, which is also, as I'm going to classify it for everybody who goes to the age of 17, 17 will be the best worst year of your life. I'm not going to say how or why, you'll just know it. And people who are older than 17, you know, 17 is it's a bumpy ride, no matter where you're from. Junior year was where most of my classes came in, and most of the D's started rolling into my report card. Hey, I'm standing here today. I passed. I don't care. I mean, back in the day, and still kind of somewhat today, My mentality is, get it done. I don't care how it's done, get it done. And that's kind of how I was when I was, just like a year ago in junior year. I was literally sliding by, like, English class. But that's mostly because I didn't like the teacher, but we don't talk about that one. Except for I can't talk about it because I'm out of there. Please don't hurt me. But, and then junior year was also the ACT, which I found out I'm a pretty good standardized test taker, but that's because back in middle school where I went, it was a parochial school, every single year from 1st to 8th grade, you took what was called the Terra Nova, and it was a standardized test that changed every 2 years. But that was fine because 1st and 2nd grade got the same test, but that rotates every 2 years, so you get how that kind of works out. Everybody does the exact same thing, it just shuffles every 2 years. How do I know that? That's because I was an inquisitive kid and I asked a lot of questions. And then somehow that left my mind. But in other news, junior year, yeah. I guess that was another year that kind of happened, and then we got to the last quarter of junior year. And then a nice little idea popped back in my head after my family decided to have a family game night together, and I was like, hey, I need to hang out with my friends more often. I need to make more use of this free time I have. Why don't we do the same thing? Instead of the 2nd Saturday each month, the 4th Saturday each month. We're going to get together, have pizza, snacks, play games, and voila, the Super Crew 2.0 actually was created again. Because actually, the Super Crew was something I made back in 8th grade. That only lasted 6 months, and then the YouTube channel died. And it stayed dormant for 3 years, and I brought it back from the dead with new assets and everything, and paying, like, I'm not going to say how much I paid, but I paid a pretty penny for the banner that you see at the top of the channel today, and it's going to stay there for a while. But let me just say, buy Abby's art. She's a great artist. Buy her art. Throw her your money. Thank you. And party nights went through the summer, and they went strong through the school year. And over that course of time, I got a capture card, and we started recording content, started uploading content to the Super Crew channel, and then Super Mario Odyssey happened with technical difficulties. I just noticed how dumb I look when I do that, but I'm on 15 levels of irony. That makes it okay. No, it doesn't. So, it's down. So after junior year was the all-important senior year, which, honestly, I was apparently so good the past 3 years, I only had one required class I had to take my senior year. 2 if you count gym, but it's gym. And the only one required class I had to take was English 12, but I hate reading books from, like, millions of years ago, so I decided to nope out of there, and I took some technical college classes that the local technical college offers for free. So that means I took those classes, and voila, I don't have to pay that extra $1,000 in, college now. Woot, my first semester is looking a lot, like, $1,000 cheaper, because classes are offered for free. Why is the class $500? I don't know, it was butt easy. Don't look at my required card, don't look at my report card, but it was butt easy. And then second semester happened, and then I'm just going to say my schedule kind of forced me to slide because everything was just easy. Like, I had shop class, which was a freshman level class, as in it's available to all students, so we just call it a freshman level class. Current events, which that's news watching and debating with other people with different ideas. Choir class, which also, I was in choir all 4 years of high school, which, that was a fun 4 years of choir. I really enjoyed choir. And then theater arts, which this year's production was Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins. I was not in Mary Poppins, but I directed it. I did all the sound, lighting, and stuff like that. I wrote all the cheat sheets, I can speak today, cheat sheets for the lighting and sound guys that we had back in the booth, and I even created a Discord server for the school for that class. You heard me correctly, the school has an official Discord server now, That's just the Levi way. But after that was all said and done, and after a stressful, extremely stressful, month and a half with Mary Poppins, we pulled it together, and by goodness, it was an amazing show. We didn't do Mary Poppins Jr. We did, the full shebang show. The Broadway 2.5-hour show. So, yeah. That was a lot of fun to get through. Ugh. It was a lot of fun to see the final product. That's true. A lot of fun to get through. There's a dash of sarcasm in that. But it was still an enjoyable circumstance. My thesaurus is disappearing from my head whenever I don't see the red dot on the screen. But apart from that, also made a few new friends in that class. And then our final for Mary Poppins, the theater arts class, was that we had to create our own 10-minute skit, and that was a lot of fun. All of the groups did really well, except ours, but that's because nobody knew what was going on. And we did it anyway. I believe we got an A, so go us! And then the last week approached. Just kind of getting things done, signing that checkout sheet, and checking out of school. Cleaning the lockers, checking with all the teachers to make sure that we have everything, and then voila! That final Thursday came, and then it was senior night. We had a boatload of a good time with some really good dinner from a local diner. The awards ceremony went on a little too long, but that's because we had a lot of good students that got a lot of great scholarships this year, which I applaud all of them because I was a part of a pretty darn good class. And then we had a hypnotist come in, as I believe they do every single year, and by goodness, that was hilarious. Keikoa, you still need to send me that video. Get on it. And then we had casino night, which was the theme for that night, where we all had paper money and we used it to play blackjack, and then you can take that paper money and turn it into raffle tickets that go into this big drum, and everybody got a chance to get a raffle prize at the end of the show. Well, at the end of the night, somebody just had a name pulled, and you got to walk up to the table and get stuff, and it was great. So great, because I was one of the last ones called, and I was running out of stuff. What did I pick up? What I thought I picked up was a little mini blanket, but no. What I picked up from that raffle table was 2 pairs of women's yoga pants. Yeah, women's yoga pants. I was a little peeved, to say the least. I got pretty angry. I took the pants out of the bag, and I gave them to just 2 girls in the area who said that they wanted them, so I just gave it to them. And I took the bag, wait for everybody's name to be called, and I stormed out of the place with the bag. The only thing is that good thing I kept that bag, because I didn't notice that there was actually a $50 Target gift card in that bag. Yeah. So that's currently sitting on my desk right there. Empty, because I already spent it. On something completely useless depending on who you ask. But don't worry, everything's going to be fine. College is going to go great. No, it's not. And no, don't worry, college is going to go fine. I'm working, saving up cash, going to a technical college in the next big town over. It's going to be a lot of traveling back and forth, but And as I said near the beginning of this video, the thing I'm going to miss the most is the people that are there. This town has been graced with some of the best teachers that I've known. That's not saying a lot because I have a very small sample size, but I have to say, we had some pretty awesome people running that place. Except for one of the English teachers. But I can have my own opinion, right? But I guess that's it. I've accomplished what I've accomplished what I had to accomplish, and now it's on to bigger and way more crazier things. I can't believe I'm standing here today. 18 years isn't a long time on paper, and it really doesn't feel like a long time, but I'm kind of living in the now. But here's to the future. and to what else I can do. Thank you for watching.
Start of the end of the world, but it's feeling just like every other morning before. Now I wonder what my life is gonna mean if it's gone. The cars are moving like a half a mile an hour, and I started staring at the passengers and waving goodbye. Can you tell me what was ever really special about me all this time? But I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Well, I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. I think it turned 10 o'clock, but I don't really know. And I can't remember caring for an hour or so. Started crying and I couldn't stop myself. I started running, but there's nowhere to run to. I sat down on the street, took a look at myself. Said, where you going, man? You know the world is headed for hell. Say your goodbyes if you got someone you can say goodbye to. I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come right now. Let's see how far we've come. I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. Oh, yeah. Let's see how far we've come. It's gone, gone, baby, it's all gone. There's no one in the corner and there's no one at home. Well, it was cool, cool, it was just all cool. Now it's over for me and it's over for you. Well, it's gone, gone, baby, it's all gone. There's no one on the corner and there's no one at home. Well, it was cool, cool, it was just all cool. Now it's over for me and it's over for you. I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Well, I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. Oh yeah. Let's see how far we've come. 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 Let's see how far we've come.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.